I sacrifice my Queen's Knight, my Jack's Knight, and my King's Knight!
Is he? He is!
Almighty protector of the sun and sky, I beg of thee, please heed my cry.
The ancient chant. He knows it.
Transform thyself from orb of light, and bring me victory in this fight. I beseech thee, grace our humble game, but first I shall call out thy name! Winged Dragon of Ra! Behold the third Egyptian god!
Now what's Yugi gonna do?
Unbelievable!
He played all three Egyptian gods at once!
I don't know about you guys, but that's what I think of when I say Ra, or I think the sun god Ra, the winged dragon of Ra from Yu-Gi-Oh! However, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, guys, we're talking about SMITE. Ra, the sun god from SMITE, one of the gods or champions in this game. He's a mage, ranged Egyptian god, so he's shooting magic at his foes, as we can perhaps see here. See, magic. Shooting magic. Good, good, good. And here are the various skins. We're going to go ahead and rank them today, guys. If you have any other ideas on other skins I should rank, other gods, other games, other anything, let me know in the description down below. If you like random tier lists, subscribe to the channel because I always have new stuff coming out. With all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, guys, starting out with Ra's standard skin. I think Ra has a really great standard skin. I'm going to go ahead and immediately put that up there in great skin tier. Now, my last couple, or I think all of my old SMITE videos, I used to just have S, A, B, C tier, but I decided to name them this time. Standard Ra, I think, definitely belongs in great skin tier. Next up, we have Alienware. This is an exclusive skin. I could not tell you where all these skins come from. Perhaps somebody in the comments could. Or you could probably Google it. I will tell you that obviously this one being the standard one is one of the first ones you unlock. Exclusive. This one, Alienware. I think it's pretty good either way. Very, very similar. It's almost like an inverse of his standard skin where he's shifted a lot of the bright reds and yellows into now darker blues, greens, and purples. So I like that. He's abducting a camel there. So some alien-esque nature, but very much so still Egyptian. Kind of begs on that ancient alien ideas. Next up, we have Aquatic Nightmare, which is a limited skin. I actually think this skin is not that good. It may look a lot better in-game. That is the case with a lot of these skins. SMITE does a really good job overall with their character design and whatnot. But just looking at this one, you have the broken helmet on top. You have all the legs coming out. I just am not a fan. I just don't think it fits really the Raw aesthetic, and not every skin has to, but I just don't think it's that great. So, yeah, gonna put in below average there. Beamy Chibi, the Chibi little skin for Raw. I think it's good. Not the worst Chibi skin I've ever seen, but not the best either. Because Ra its head is a hawk, you don't kind of get that big-eyed humanoid Chibi kind of thing going on that some other gods and just designs do. So yeah, that one I'd put in average. I don't think it's blowing me away really. Eldritch is coming up next. Eldritch, I'd say, is a pretty great skin. I love that we are a little zoomed out now. We can see everything, his entire body there. We have an eye on his staff, an eye on his chest. Looks like he is worshiping an old god of some kind. We see the tentacles in the back. So this is very Lovecraftian or very Void Lord from World of Warcraft-esque, which those take after Lovecraft as well. So yeah, great skin here. I think this does better than the Aquatic Horror. They're both kind of nightmarish skins. I think the Eldritch does that concept a lot better. We have two Megatron skins. So we have G1 Megatron and Megatron. So these skins very, very similar. We have the basically Generation 1, the OG Megatron, and then the Megatron crossover. I always struggle on where to put crossover skins. It almost seems like a lot of times they need their own tier. But I mean, I guess I can put them in good option, right? So we went ahead and named that tier that. Usually that's our B tier. That doesn't mean these skins are necessarily worse than these, but you may not always want to have a crossover skin. I guess it depends on your opinion there. I do think Megatron's a great choice for Ra. Ra being the god of the sun, one of the most powerful Egyptian gods. Megatron being, you know, one of the main villains of Transformers. I do think it fits there. So I think these would be a good option to have in your inventory, you know, in your collection, for use pretty much whenever you want to meme it up. This is probably my second favorite crossover skin in Smite, behind the Starscream. I really like the Starscream skin on, I don't remember what god has it, but that one. Next up we have Golden. Every god in Smite has a golden skin. Blue and gold design, the colors of Smite. And I think it's a good option. It's definitely different than the other skins, different color scheme, which is not a bad thing. It's good to have some options there, and that's kind of what this tier is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and put him there in good option tier, B tier if you will. It does look good. The blue and gold looks good on him. I just don't think it looks as good as these other great skins that we put up here. Next up we have Mystic Magus, I think. Mystic Mage. This one more humanoid in appearance than a lot of the other ones we've seen. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to put it in great skin. We have the purple kind of and blue aesthetic of the Eldritch skin, and a little bit there of the Alienware skin as well, but much more humanoid in appearance. So I'd say that is a great skin. Apologies, by the way, if you could hear my Alexa going off in the background. Our next skin is Phoenix. This is a must-have skin in my opinion. The level of detail, I know it's difficult to see on the tier list here, but the level of detail in the wings of the Phoenix, they're on fire. Ra is a bird-like sun god, usually not associated with ravens. I think Phoenix is usually associated with, I think, a hawk, perhaps. But the Phoenix just fits that idea so well. Sun god. We see the feathers all over his body there. His armor is actually not red at all. It's a totally different color, which I think is a nice contrast. I'd say this is a must-have skin for Ra. Radiant Archon is next. Radiant Archon, I think, is a great skin. Very detailed, futuristic. We're going to see this with several of Ra's skins coming out there, where we have these futuristic designs. This one also, from the art here, looks enormous. We have some little tiny dragons or demons flying below him, and looks like they could fit in his palm. So Radiant Archon here is a really good skin. I'm tempted to put it up in must-have. Maybe we'll readdress it, but for now I'm going to go ahead and leave that in great skin. Romerica. It's a must-have. This is the most ridiculous skin I've ever seen, and it's fantastic. Silvradu. I don't understand the naming convention on this one. One of the normal skins came out with Ra. I'd say it's average. It's not really blowing me away. One thing I do like about it though, and I can't tell, I guess this may be the case on a lot of Ra skins. I honestly can't tell though. It's not the case on Mystic Magus. I like that they have a darker skin tone for Ra here, because that is typical of a lot of people that live in Egypt, and Ra being an Egyptian god, and that's something that's not really communicated very well in media a lot. So I do like that this skin does a little bit of a different design than like the Mystic Magus, who didn't really go that route, which that's fine. Not all of them have to, but I like that this one has that option. That said, the skin overall is just average in my opinion. It's not really blowing me away. Sniper Tech, I think it's a good option for sure. I do love the futuristic kind of sniper idea. I think it's a good one. Let me go ahead and actually zoom out. I don't think I have to scroll as much as I have been here. Yeah, does that look better, guys? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I've been trying to be more cognizant of how much I scroll when I'm talking about something like a tier list like this. Trying to cut down on that a little bit, but you guys also need to be able to see the tiers, so I don't know. Let me know. Continuing on here with another normal skin, Snow Strix. Odd. We're going with an owl now, and we're going with almost like an ice design. And Ra being the god of the sun, this is opposite day here. The skin is good though. I think it is a good option. Something totally different for Ra. So if you're a Ra main, or if you just want to play Ra and you want to play something totally different, yeah, I think the Snow Strix is a good choice. Solar Eclipse, I think this is a worse version of the standard skin, to be honest. He has a darker color scheme on his armor. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very, very similar to the original design, the original armor, and just from this art, I don't like it as much. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in average. Scrolling down to our last 4, we have Solar Sentinel. Didn't I just say I wouldn't have to scroll as much? Let's leave that right there. All right. Solar Sentinel here. I am very split on where to put this. Because on one hand, this skin looks very interesting. It looks very cool. His body itself underneath the armor is almost like made of light, made of the sun. And you can see that cracking through in certain parts of the armor. On the other hand, I just don't know how well that was achieved in this skin. Looks like a great idea, but I don't know how well it was done. I think we can go ahead and put it in good option because it is so different from the other skins. Definitely would be a nice one to have in your collection. Like I said with the Snowstrix, you know, maybe you're a raw main and you want to do something different, or you're picking up raw to play with your friends and you just don't want to do something standard. This is a normal skin though, so it's been around a while, which is probably why the art is a little outdated there. Sun.God is next. This one, another one of these technical looking skins. This one, I'm not as big of a fan on. Probably going to put in good option here because it is good. I'd say it's above average. But yeah, it's not blowing me away for sure. One that does though is Sunstar. Sunstar I'm going to go ahead and put in must have. The black armor, the black and gold armor, the mechanical raw, the mechanical wings. This is an awesome skin. This is probably the best, one of the best like technical magic skins I've seen. I'm not sure what the technical word for that, but a lot of Smite skins have, or excuse me, Smite gods have skins like this. I think this is a must-have. I think it's a really good one. Finally, we have Unholy Doodle. What the heck is this? I'd say that's below average, to be honest. It's a very, very weird skin to me, and I'm not sure I'm a big fan of it. So that is what we're looking at, guys. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Now you can see that difference on what I was talking about. Here we go. We have 3 in must-have, 2 in below average, and the rest in between. How did I do? Let me know in the comments down below if you have an opinion. And I'll be back with more tier lists this week, guys. I appreciate you for watching. This has been the guy who makes random tier lists, and I'm signing out.